If you could spend one day with just Grandma and Grandpa, what would you do and why?
I'd go to the farm with them. Well, if it was still there, but I'd go there. I'd ride tractors with Grandpa, and I garden with Grandma. Yeah, that's about it. Because that's what I like to do. It's at my job. Do that at my job. Yeah.
Since they could just have a cup of coffee and we could just chit chat, maybe. I'm not sure. That's the first thing that just pops into my head.
Why?
Because it's just a nice thing. We could just chill. I would say maybe go to the Pinery. Maybe go for a little walk because Pinery is a really nice place with all the wildlife and with a mixture of wildlife and human interference. It's just right, but it's mostly wildlife, and I really like doing that.
Well, I know that they are pretty interested in the work that I do, so I would really like to bring them and show them a day working in the field. So, like maybe somewhere like Tanzania or the Arctic, just like spend the day with them and give them an idea of what doing geophysics in the field is like.
I'd go back in time to when Grandma and Grandpa were, I don't know, like the last year that they lived in Holland, and I would figure out what they were like as kids. And I wouldn't try to mess anything up that would happen in the future, but I would, that's probably what I'd do. I'd spend a day with them while they were kids to see what they were actually like. I just think that'd be pretty cool.
I would go back in time and hang out with Grandma and Grandpa when they were younger, because I don't really know what they were like and stuff.
I want to go work in the field with Grandpa because that's honestly what I'd enjoy doing with him. I'd like to spend the day. I'd like to, if it's back however many years, if him take me out on his combine again, because that's the kind of stuff I'm interested in right now. He's the one who taught me how to drive a tractor when I was littler, when we'd pick rocks, so that was really cool for me.
For Grandma, maybe I'd get her to teach me how to bake bread, because she makes really, really, really good bread. And maybe let her teach me how to knit again, because she tried once and I didn't get it very well. And for Grandpa, go to his wood shop, his workshop. He always makes cool things in there. And maybe I want to watch him coach soccer. I want to see how he'd be with soccer. That would be fun. And that would be it, really.
Okay. Do I have to do I have a time limit, or you can just edit, pause this out?
Okay. It's going right now.
Do I look at you, or it's going now? Yeah. Oh, do I look at the thing, or do I look at you, or?
Well, either way. Ideally, you want to look at the camera. So
okay.
But that's why I sit over here, so you can look at me, because it's kind of like looking at the camera.
Kind of like the camera. Okay.
Okay. So the first question is, if you could spend a day with Grandma and Grandpa, what would you do?
What would I ideally do, or what would I actually do?
Ideally do.
Well, I would probably have a remake or retake of that lesson of how to make bread, because I remember I had a grandma bread making lesson, and she did most of it, and it turned out really well. And then she gave me all the instructions, and then I tried it at home, and it just flopped again for the third time. So I would like to have another bread making lesson with Grandma. But Grandpa wouldn't really have anything to do with that. So to make him feel more involved, I guess we would, I don't know, have Grandpa's cheese sandwiches for lunch or something. I don't know. Maybe we could have soccer on in the background for Grandpa.
I think I'm going to put my hair down for this.
Okay.
Now I'm ready for my interview.
You're ready,
I
great.
think we'd probably definitely play a lot of cards. Because whenever I go over to their house, I always like playing cards with them. And I remember they taught me how to play Pepper. And I don't know, I really like it. And they say I'm really good at cards, so I like playing with them. And like it's just something that we like to do. And then we always watch Hogan's Heroes when I go over to their house. And then me and Grandma like to bake stuff. She taught me how to bake raisin bread twice because I didn't really remember how to do it the first time after she taught me. I don't know. Normally it's just like hang out at their house when we get together and stuff. I like that. I had a day spend Grandma and Grandpa. I'd probably pretend I was 6 again, go over to Grandma and Grandpa's, sit on that brown comfy chair in the front porch room, watch Heidi all day long, then Grandpa would be out in the bar and then come in for lunch, sit beside Grandma at lunch, and then watch Heidi again. Grandma just let me watch it over and over. And then I'd have a bath and Grandma would always blow dry my hair and I'd feel like a little princess. And I thought it was really cool because Mom would never do that. And then, can it be a weekend long? Because we'd wake up and then go to church and out for brunch because that was the best. And we'd meet up with Uncle Joe and Tentinelli and that was the best. Yeah.
A whole lot of things if I had a whole day with them. With Grandma, I would probably do some sewing because she's helping me with my jean quilts and I love making those, but I'm still not good enough to finish it. So I'd probably do a lot of sewing with her and learning more about how to make the jean blankets. And then with Grandpa, I just like doing anything with Grandpa. Whatever he's in the mood for, it keeps you entertained. So if he's putting around doing something or watching TV or really anything, I would just do with him.
Well, with Grandpa, we'd go to Holland, watch like a Dutch professional league game, see how he reacts, because that'd be fun. Good atmosphere. And then with Grandma, well, I guess it'd be kind of cool to learn how to knit, so I guess that'd be fun and good bonding time. So yeah.
I would, since I didn't get to go on the Holland trip, I would go to Holland with them and see where they grew up and see all the stuff around there that my brothers got to see, but I didn't.
Whew.
Probably something very similar to what we're doing now. Rob's camping and you can just like sit around and talk, not like nowhere like go to a mall where you're just hang out, relax, spend time with each other, kind of. Right.